What are you two laughing at? He is working on a paper.
It is do not disturb time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You've been very helpful, Courtney.
I'm
Be an important witness in our case against David.
Well, I'm not looking forward to testifying.
Shh. Genius at work here.
Okay. Well, am I finished?
Yeah, one more question. When was the last time you saw David in New York?
That was the last weekend in February.
Thank you.
Haley, I am really parched from lying by the pool. Is there any iced tea made?
No, madam looks dry. You didn't swim?
No, not while there's a shark in the vicinity. Well, actually, there is some fresh iced tea. I'll get you some. I'll get some for Ted, too.
Thank you.
Mary, you're just the person I wanted to see. How'd you like to make my day?
Depends on what you have in mind.
Well, I'm kind of exhausted from my legal research. I thought Rasputin and I could use a long ride.
Rasputin?
My horse. Why don't you come riding with me?
Oh, Mason, I'm working. I can't. But I sure wish I could.
You do? Well, when do you get off duty?
Oh, not for a couple of hours.
Well, I'll be at the stable for a while. So if you change your mind, I could saddle up Imelda for you.
Imelda?
Yeah, that's your horse. Your birthday present that you refused, remember? I named her that because she's in exile now. Nothing to do but eat.
Mason, the way your mind works.
I know, it's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, I have to get back to work.
You're passing up a great afternoon.
That piece of jewelry is ready. Won't Eden be surprised?
Yes, I'm sure she will. I'll be in touch, all right? Hello?
You're up.
Yes, I'm feeling much better.
Placed orders.
That's very true. In fact, I was just about to head down to the office and pay you a surprise visit.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling well, but I won't be at the office. I have a meeting. I have to change.
You know, Eden, you're keeping yourself very busy these days. I mean, you seem to be on the go all the time. In fact, last night, when I was put in the hospital, nobody could even find you.
Well, I've been really busy lately, and I had to go to Santa Ynez to look at that property. I didn't realize it would take so long.
I understand. I guess I should answer that. Hello? Hello? So far, so good. Kirk answered the first call.
Okay, I've checked out Robbie's station tonight. I have a clear view of 3 sides of the cabana from there.
Good. If he takes the bait, I want you back here by 7. Got my time?
Yep.
Must have been a wrong number.
I should call my secretary to find out what time that meeting was. She never told me.
Hello?
Yes, Jan. This is Eden. Called to find out what time the meeting is?
Is Kirk listening?
Yes. The architects.
And is he buying it?
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Yes, I would like to have Wexler there. I'll hold. You can't?
Yes.
Well, no matter.
Kirk, I could have helped you get dressed.
If you have the agenda there, would you
I'm
mind
fine,
reading it
thank
to
you.
me?
I didn't have any problem.
Okay, well, I need to take your pulse.
Yeah,
Right now.
Yeah, right now, doctor's
Waiting in
orders.
the Capitol garage in your car at 7:45. I just given her
The duplicate set of keys, so all you have to do is let Kirk see you enter the garage. And she'll be the one who actually drives the car out. I want you to slip out the side door and wait in the empty Lockridge estate until I call you. You got that?
Okay. 8 o'clock. Fine, I'll be there.
Okay, I'll let you know if Kirk followed the decoy and what to do next. In the meantime, stay home and make sure you hang around with his other people. I don't want you alone with the guy.
I know where to go.
Okay, you take care, all right?
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks, Jan. Bye-bye.
Your pulse is definitely high.
Really? How
Yeah.
strange. I'm feeling so much better.
Well, you're definitely overdoing it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I promise I'll take it easy. By the way, could you send up Haley? I need to talk to her about a few things.
Yes, if you will promise to take it easy.
I promise.
Oh.
Wait, where are you going?
Well, I was going to go down to the study and read up on those reports. I can change later.
Well, I had a very special dinner planned for us tonight, Eden. I have a surprise for you. Couldn't you just cancel the meeting or call somebody and have them fill in for you?
I don't think so.
Eden, I'm not an invalid anymore. I was planning on having you here with me tonight.
Well, I know, but I have this meeting, and it can't be postponed or anything. Look, I'll come up and I'll spend some time with you before I go. You should take it easy. You heard Mary.
Yeah, Jan, hi, it's Kirk Cranston. Listen. No, I'm feeling much better, thank you. Did my wife have anything on her calendar tonight at all? No, she didn't. Thank you, Jan. I'll get back to you. Thanks. Haley, please, come in. I bet you're not too glad to see me.
What do you mean, Mr. Cranston?
Well, you must have been very relieved at that moment you thought I was dead. I'm sorry, it was just a false alarm.
Of course not.
And your Aunt Gina must be jumping for joy. She seems to thrive on other people's misfortunes.
Don't talk about her like that.
I'll talk however I want. I want you to put these 2 twin beds together and make them up, please.
Yes, sir.
If anyone asks, I'll be on a walk.
I doubt anyone will.
You are on thin ice, young lady. And if you want to keep your little secret, if you want to keep your little job here, you will do as you were told with no back talk.
What are you doing, Bill? Pardon me, buddy boy, but that quote you got there...
Yeah?
Yeah, well, you're attributing it to the wrong dude.
But there's nothing so absurd, but some philosopher has said it. Yeah, it's St. Augustine. That's the famous philosopher.
No, you're a couple of centuries off. It was Cicero.
Cicero?
St. Augustine's a dude who said, give me chastity and continency, but not yet.
Pearl, I'm pretty sure about this.
Well, go ahead. If you want to lose a couple of points on your term paper, be my guest. All right.
Okay, no, wait a minute. I'll bet you $1 it's St. Augustine. I got a book in the library that'll back me up. Come on, $1.
If it backs you up, then it was written by a head. You're lost.
Oh. Hello, Julia.
Hi, Courtney, may I speak with you for a second, please?
I was on my way upstairs to change. I really don't have any time.
Yes, I can see that. This really won't take very long. I just would like to clear up a few things, if I may.
Come on in.
Thank you. Courtney, I understand that you talked with Mason earlier.
Yes, I did.
Well, I would like to ask you a few quick questions, if that's all right.
I guess so.
Thank you. On the day of Madeline's murder, you were the first one to find the cigarette butt on the floor in the bungalow, correct?
That's right.
And naturally, you assumed it was David's because it was his brand.
Yes.
There was someone that you saw in the vicinity the day before coming out of the bungalow. Did you actually see his face?
No, I didn't actually see his face, but there was...
No, but then, of course, you understand that in both instances, your assumption that David was the alleged murderer is based on nothing more than conjecture.
Well, I guess you could say that, Julia, but
I will be saying that, Courtney. In front of a judge and a jury. Now, I was hoping here, just between the two of us, we might be able to clear up a few things.
For instance?
For instance, you jumped to your conclusions awfully quickly. Not only that, you included others in on those conclusions, which influenced them. And Courtney, your evidence, I'm sorry, but it was flimsy and circumstantial.
Oh, now, wait a minute. There was...
You do know, of course, that the distinctive type European brand cigarette that David smokes, which you found in the bungalow, can be found in Santa Barbara in 4 different stores.
No, I didn't know that.
Disproving that David had a monopoly on them. Courtney, I've also been made aware of the fact that you have knowledge of differences between Madeline and David.
Yes.
I know you are very defensive of your sister right now. I understand that, but didn't this knowledge come at you secondhand?
Well, I guess...
When in fact you never witnessed yourself David and Madeline engage in anything that was less than harmonious.
All right, Julia, maybe I didn't. What are you trying to prove here?
That your emotions may be getting in the way of your objectivity.
Look, Julia, I won't deny that I was very emotional at the time all of this happened, and maybe a bit biased. But don't get me wrong, I don't want to hurt David if he's innocent. I just want the person who murdered my sister to be found and punished.
I understand. Courtney, how long have you known David?
I met him the same day Madeline did.
Did he spend time with you and your family before that?
Well, not a lot, no, not really.
Didn't your family invite him to dinner, family gatherings, that sort of thing?
Well, now that you mention it,
Courtney,
I don't know.
In fact, your parents didn't really approve of David at all, did they? He wasn't, quote, their kind of people.
Oh, wait a minute, Julia. I never said that.
It's a funny thing, Miss Wainwright, but it sounds to me like you might be projecting your own feelings about the case onto Courtney here.
I didn't see you, Pearl. And if I recall, I was asking Courtney the question.
And if I recall, I was just volunteering my opinion.
Courtney, I'm very sorry if I'm being hard on you. I have a man's life at stake here, and I would be doing the same thing for Pearl if I had defended him.
Only you didn't take my case, did you, Counselor? I wonder if maybe that's because I'm not your kind of person.
I'm sorry. I think I've stayed too long. Thank you, Courtney.
Julia, I realize you're just doing your job. That was very nice of you.
What was?
Helping me out with Julia. I really appreciate that.
No, I was just mouthing off. It's a bad habit that I have. Goodness, I'm starting to lose it. But, it's no wonder a guy can't concentrate with a woman like you hanging around looking like that. Would you do me a favor and maybe put some clothes on? I read a couple of notes here, but I think overall it's an excellent paper for an undergrad, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pearl, thanks a lot. Okay, let me just go over these notes here.
Tell me something, Kat. What makes you so sure that I know what I'm talking about?
Because you say you do.
Mm-hmm.
And you proved it. Pearl, I'm telling you, you must have done a lot of reading at one time, or at least a lot more than you say you do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I almost forgot.
Oh, no, forget the dollar. Your praises are golden to my ears. Believe me, don't worry.
So how's it going?
Oh, well, actually, I'm finished.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it is great, but I'm not really finished. I was working all day today trying to finish up this paper so I could take you out tonight, and go out somewhere. Like a date, you hear about those things once in a while? But it's going to take me hours to type, and then I've got some antho to do, too.
Oh, well, I took typing in school.
You did?
Sure, on my father's insistence. See, because of my aunt. Well, I have an aunt who was a secretary, and she became very successful. Anyway, look, why don't you let me help you out?
No, you're not going to want to do this. This is very, very long.
No, it wouldn't be any problem, Ted. It would be great. I could take it over to Lockridge's and...
Lockridge's?
Well, sure. I thought I'd have more peace and quiet there. No one would ask me to do housework. And then, when I'm done, I'll come back and meet you here.
You sure you want to do this?
I'm sure. Now, give me one of your papers so I'll know how to type it up for you.
Oh, okay. This is great.
No problem. Oh, one thing.
What?
I really need somebody to cook dinner, actually serve dinner for me this evening.
Why do I have the feeling that I've just been elected?
Oh, please, Pearl.
Oh, come on, Pearl.
Well, seeing as I don't have anything to do, no problem.
Great, thanks.
Okay, that's yours.
Got it. Okay,
That's
go
yours.
get your typewriter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, servants' dinners are ready, and I have the butlers right here. Over here, sit at the table.
Might I ask what I did to deserve this?
Well, if I must explain, you can consider this an apology. Dressing?
No.
Blue cheese or Italian?
Italian.
Italian, okay. You See, Pearl, I've been thinking things over, and I've come to the conclusion that I was wrong to pry into your past like I did. And I was just too stubborn to admit it. Sour cream on your potato?
Oh, no, just the chives.
Okay. You see, I realize that people have a side of themselves that they prefer to show to the world. And that's exactly what you're doing, only more so. Tell me if that steak's too rare.
I will.
Okay.
Thanks.
See, Pearl, I still wish that you would let me get to know you better, although it doesn't have to be all at once. Will you forgive me?
Can I have a little ground pepper on my salad, please?
I just wish you hadn't talked to her. I care about Courtney, and I don't want her used in this case, even if it is on my behalf.
David, Mason is already using Courtney against you. We don't have a choice. We have to be able to take whatever she says and use it to our advantage.
But you didn't mention anything about that affair I talked about.
No, I didn't. And that is precisely why you're here, to give me more details, and I want them all.
I suppose, okay, it was Christmas time, 83. That's when I found out that Madeline was seeing someone else.
All right, did you confront her?
No, I didn't believe it at first. Then, of course, I kept finding out that there were more men, and it had been going on for some time, and I still didn't confront her. I guess I thought that it might end whatever we did have together. And I wanted to try to save our marriage.
Okay, go on.
Then at a New Year's Eve party, that's when I met Cassie. She was in the Capwell circle of friends. I think Courtney and Madeline only knew her vaguely.
And you got involved with her?
Yeah. I was hurt. I was angry. I wanted to get even. But believe me, it was nothing serious.
How long did it go on for?
Not long. She was beautiful, oh yeah, and she was needful and agreeable to a casual fling, at least I thought so. But a few months down the line, she started throwing those hints at me to get a divorce.
And marry her?
You got it. So I cut her off. Stopped phoning her. It was over by April.
Did Madeline know?
I don't think so. That's why I was so surprised when she accused me of it and wanted a divorce.
That's my next appointment. Do you mind if we talk about this later?
Well, I guess. No?
Hi, Nick. This is my friend Nick Hartley, my client David Laurent.
Hi. My pleasure. See you.
Come on in.
Thank you. Listen, Julia, how about dinner later? We could, yes, continue.
All right, we'll talk about that.
Okay, so long. Right. Nice meeting you.
Yes,
Nick.
Nice to meet you, too. Bye-bye.
So, what's the news?
I found Laurent's old mistress.
Cassie?
Her name is Cassandra Dunn. She just happened to be visiting some friends in Los Angeles, and I persuaded her to fly into Santa Barbara this afternoon just to see you.
Ooh, that's good.
Now, here's the number of the hotel where she's staying. Oh, yes, also this. I received a large envelope of personal papers of Madeline's. The housekeeper in Boston and I just happened to hit it off. I think you'll find these very interesting.
You are a real friend, Nick. Thanks.
Hello, Gina. Didn't realize you were into aerobics. What was that, the dead woman's workout?
Oh, very funny, Kirk. I was actually just trying to do something about the stiff back I get from sleeping on this floor. You know what my pillow is? That stack of newspapers.
Well, we have this entire mansion to exercise in, Gina. It can't be that bad.
You gotta be kidding. I'm living like a bag lady. I want you to bring me some bedding.
Yeah, well, I'll be very happy to discuss that with you right after you give me what I want.
I'm sorry, but I don't have the tape here.
No, I'm not talking about the tape. I'll deal with that later. I'm talking about the jewelry.
Well, I do have that. And I want to tell you, I think you used very good taste in the piece you chose. You like it?
It's fine. What did you tell the jeweler?
Well, he was very agreeable to everything. You know, I have an ironclad alibi for the night your wife was almost murdered. Happy?
I want the details, Gina.
Well, let's see. Mr. Fowler, that's your jeweler in Ojai, he said you were very fussy about the design. He spent 2 hours going over the details with you, but he didn't mind spending the extra time considering you were spending $20,000.
And you told him what I look like in case someone asked?
I gave him a very flattering picture of you, and also my more realistic description.
And he did seem cooperative.
Yes, except for the fact that it's going to be a little more expensive than we had originally anticipated. But everything else is going to work out fine. He wants $5,000 for the extra attention he gave to the details of the design and for keeping his mouth
All right,
shut.
okay, fine. As long as it's taken care of. I'll take this off your hands. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
You're being very nice about all of this, Gina.
Well, I thought that if I was cooperative, maybe you'd bring me some bedding. A few pillows, a sleeping bag, something like that.
I'll see what I can do. Right now, I have to go.
And don't worry, Kirk. Everything's going to work out just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Keep up the exercises. You need them.
Bye, Kirk. Hello, Mr. Fowler? Yes, this is Susanna Raines. I just wanted to confirm the sale of that piece of jewelry you gave to me to show to Mr. Cranston. Yes, he's definitely going to take it. That was $12,000, correct? Oh, good. I'm glad you're pleased. Thank you very much. I'll be in touch soon. I'm quite pleased myself, considering I make $13,000 on the deal. Mason? Mason, are you here?
Because I love you, Mason.
Mary.
I want you to make love to me.
Mary? You're here.
What did you do, rob a department store?
No, I just scalped some sucker that had more money than he deserved. Unfortunately, most of the stuff is going to have to go down in the garage, except for the sleeping bag. I'm tired of roughing it up here. Maybe I'll buy some nice folding furniture tomorrow.
Well, actually, Gina, I'm glad you're here because I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh? What's that?
Oh, don't worry. I just want you to type this up for me. See, I volunteered to do it because Ted is busy studying anthropology, yet I am a bad typist, and I know that you are the best in the world.
Wait a minute. This looks like an awful lot of work
No,
here.
it's really not that much.
Hey, maybe I can get to it in the next couple days.
Well, Gina, see, the thing is, I need it done soon. So Ted and I can go out tonight.
I'm sorry, Haley. That's impossible. I just can't.
Oh, yes, you can. I know you can. Gina, please, I really need your help on this. Besides, do I ever ask you for much?
Well, maybe you don't ask. But I've done a lot of things for you. Like I got you that job.
Right. Thank you very much. But, Gina, we know that that was just more or less for you. Look, it's only fair that we stick together, that we help each other out.
All right. You win.
Here. Thank you.
Stand back. Your aunt is now going to show you how it's really done.
You really think he's going to try something tonight?
I hope so. In fact, I hope Kirk breaks this door down tonight, man. Finally gives me an excuse to unload on him once and for all.
You really do love this guy, don't you?
It just drives me crazy. I mean, I have no proof that's what we're doing here, but I know in my gut he tried to kill Eden.
He has a void like a black hole inside of him.
I was kind of surprised when he had a heart attack, to tell you the truth. I didn't think he had one.
You know, I can't help but wonder what your life would have been like if Kirk hadn't come into town.
Well, I wonder about that too sometimes, Nick, but my life is good. And I'm grateful for it. Eden may be through with Kirk, but I gotta believe that the commitments I've made in the meantime, they count for something.
You mean your commitment to Santana?
Yeah.
Must be tough on you, man.
How's that?
Well, your feelings for Santana, they're not the same as they were for Eden.
Some feelings are beyond compare. You know what I mean?
Well, how do I look?
Well, turn around, Brenda. Well, I'd say from a distance you'll do fine, don't you think?
Should fool me.
Yeah, so Nick's gonna drop you off on the road leading up to the Capitol house, and you're gonna hurry back here to your observation post.
Right.
You got the keys?
Got him.
Well, why don't you take a chance, campers? Hey, good luck.
You bet.
You still planning on going to that meeting tonight?
The meeting's important. I have to go. Don't tell me we're going to argue about this again.
It's just that I've been planning a night like this, but just the two of us alone for
maybe,
weeks now, Eden.
Look, I'm sorry. If you would have given me advance notice, I could have maybe done something.
I couldn't give you
about
advance
it.
notice because I wanted to surprise you. Here. I had this designed especially for you.
Beautiful.
I had it planned down to the last detail. Exactly how it would look, where every stone would go. It just wasn't ready until today. That's all.
Well, you shouldn't have.
I wanted to. You know, sometimes a husband just has to give in to these extravagant romantic impulses, Eden.
That's sweet of you.
Let's see how it looks on.
It's beautiful.
I'm glad you like it. What's wrong with you, Eden?
Nothing. I just don't feel.
You don't what? You don't feel what? What? You don't like the way I touch you? You don't want to make love as much as I do?
It's not that. It's that I'm worried about you. You just had a fainting spell. I think that we should check with the doctor.
Eden, the truth is I feel stronger now than I did before the surgery. Now, you know, I really don't think that that's it. I think there's something else.
What do you mean?
Before the surgery, there was something between us. Whatever that was has grown wider. And it was because I was sick. It was because I couldn't treat you the way I wanted to. And I'm sorry, but you can't hate me for that, Eden.
Of course not.
Then what's the matter with you?
Look, I would love to stand here and calmly discuss our relationship. But I have a meeting I've got to go to. I've got to get dressed.
All right. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I understand. Eden,
Yes.
will you just wear that tonight? And think of me. Can you do that for me?
If it'll make you happy, of course.
It will.
Would you mind if I take some notes? No. I'd be insulted if you didn't. After all, I've come such a long way.
Well, why don't we start by you telling me something about your relationship with David?
Certainly. David Laurent was a leech. That's L-E-E-C.
Oh, why don't we just put this aside? I'll listen for a while.
Fine. I met David about 2 years ago. It was at a New Year's Eve party. My husband had died 5 years previously, leaving me a very wealthy woman. Being one, I became suspicious of men who came on too quickly, shall we say. I could usually spot one by the first excessive compliment. But, well, David, I mean, being married to the rich and beautiful Madeline Capwell, I flattered myself to think that his attentions were purely romantic.
Mm-hmm. Well, what made you change your mind? Did he take money from you?
Oh, no. Nothing as blatant as that. No. No, but he agonized over leaving Madeline, and he kept saying that, you know, it wasn't fair to me, his not being able to make a real commitment. And very quickly, I realized that what David really wanted was for me to marry him so that I could keep him in the style he was accustomed to.
Oh. And when you realized that...
Well, I left him, of course, within a few months. It was April, I think.
Do you think that David loved his wife?
Love? That's a tricky word. I think he was obsessed.
How do you mean?
Well, everyone on the Eastern Seaboard knew that Madeline was having affairs before and after her marriage to David. And then David found out about one, and it completely devastated him. I wasn't really surprised when I heard that he'd done her in.
You know what really surprises me is that you seem to have spent so much intimate time with David, yet you don't have very many nice things to say about him.
Well, I can be frank with you, I mean, woman to woman. David was a wonderful lover. Marvelous, in fact. He was tender, but strong. He was gentle, but intensely masculine. And he knew how to take his time. To savor the moment. And that's really where it's at, isn't it?
Of course. My door. Excuse me.
Yeah, hi, Julia. Listen, I forgot to tell you about the... Hello, Cassie.
A little late to go riding, Mary. I was kind of surprised to see you here.
How was your ride? You were gone all afternoon.
It was wonderful. I sometimes think I prefer the company of animals to people. It's so simple. No self-delusions, no deceit, no disappointment.
I know what you mean. I've always liked animals for that reason.
I'm sure I would have been a different person if I'd grown up on a farm.
I like the person you are now.
Mary, why are you here?
I'm not exactly sure of that.
Something wrong? Can you tell me what it is?
You were wrong when you told me once that I was so sure about everything. I don't think I've ever been sure about anything. I think that's why I've trusted what I've been taught could tell me how to act and what to do. And I've been thinking a lot lately, and what I've been taught hasn't been enough.
I'm not sure I follow you. Just what are you trying to say? What do you want? Are you sure you want to go?
No.
All right. I know that I should have told you that I was having Kathy flown in, but I chose to handle it this way. So if you want to give me a piece of your mind, go ahead. Yell at me. I can take it. You're not yelling.
She must have given you quite an earful, huh?
You're not upset?
Should I be? She's harmless.
David, David, you know, you neglected to tell me that Cassie was so much older than you are.
Why would that be important? Oh, I see. Wait, you think I'm some sort of gigolo now? Is that it?
From what she described, you're not far from it.
Ah.
She felt you were very interested in her money, interested enough to dump Madeline and marry her.
Oh, she's wild. I was always right up front with her about the fact that I was in love with my wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she told me that, too. She also told me that she was the one that ended your affair.
You know, I'm really surprised at you, Julia. I mean, didn't you see what kind of a woman she was? I may have been fond of her, but I wasn't blind to her pride and her insecurity. She was hurt when it ended, so of course she made herself out to be the one who did the rejecting. Well, you believe that, don't you?
David, as your attorney, I can't afford to believe anything I can't prove.
Well, how about as my friend? How about as a woman? What do you feel, Julia? What do your instincts tell you?
I feel that you are an honest man. My instincts tell me that we should keep this discussion on a professional basis.
Okay. Well, then whatever you decide is entirely up to you. Good night.
No, Courtney, have you seen Kirk? No. Pearl, have you?
No, ma'am. Not since a while ago, anyway. What?
Oh, no, Pearl. It's okay. I can drive myself this evening. Thanks.
Oh, I didn't know that because when I last saw Kirk, he asked me to bring the car around front from the garage.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's okay. Thanks, anyway.
Yeah.
Pepper?
Mm-hmm.
Pearl, I was going to ask you to join me for dessert, but I guess I'm not forgiven yet?
Hey, I like it this way. A little sweet, a little sour. That's what life's all about, right?
Pearl, why is it so hard for you to accept my apology? Well, I guess it's what I should expect from someone who's left home never to return to carry a grudge, huh?
Look, my family never apologized for anyone, and neither has anybody else since. And why should they? I am just Pearl the butler, the oyster man. Pearl, that's me.
Well, that's a lot to me.
Eat your moose. Apology accepted.
Does anybody see you?
No, the garage was too dark.
I don't know where my husband is or why he had the car moved.
It's because he's in his own car behind us in the garage. Don't look. He's watching you. Do you think you can lose him?
Well, that wouldn't be defeating the purpose.
The operation's off. There's no way you and I can switch places now. You've got to either lose him or drive to your office. Anything else would be too dangerous. Please, start the car.
Mary, did you come here with something to say to me?
Yes.
Look, I know what attraction is. I've been attracted to people I shouldn't have been. More than once. But with you...
Yes.
What did you want to say?
Miss Wainwright, I hope I'm not disturbing you. No, I can only stay a minute. I'm on my way to the airport, but my conscience wouldn't let me leave. I had to come back.
What's on your mind?
Miss Wainwright, everything that I said to you about David Laurent was terribly exaggerated. In fact, it was a distortion.
What?
Miss Wainwright, David never wanted to marry me. I'm the one who really wanted that. And, it was David who ended the relationship. Actually.
He did?
Yes. I tried to hang on to it for a year.
I told him that he was a fool to lose me, but it was no use. He loved Madeline. I guess I was trying to get even, and that's why I said all those things to you before. But I certainly wouldn't want him to be accused of a crime that he didn't commit.
Well, thank you for coming back to clear that up.
Well, I had to. I guess I've been a fool.
Miss Donna, did you happen to see David today when you left here?
Yes, I did. Why?
Well, I'd like to know what he said to you. I mean, with your sudden change of heart and all.
Well, we just talked about old times. I guess the nostalgia went to my head. You know how it is.
Well, thank you very much for coming here to clear this up.
Well, I have. Listen, I've got to go to the airport. Good luck with the case.
Any sign of them?
No.
They're running late, Nicky. Too late. Something's gone wrong, I'm sure of it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's a car coming up the road now.
Whose?
I don't know. It's hard to tell because of the headlights. Wait. It's turning in. It's Eden's car, Cruz.
Stay close. What the hell are you doing there? Where's the
Things
decoy?
didn't go the way they were supposed to.
Cruz, there's another car coming up the road now. Its lights are out. It's Kirk's car.